Hi, good afternoon. My name is Commander Frank Kalesa. I'm the Coast Guard Search and Rescue Mission Coordinator out of Sector Northern New England and South Portland, Maine.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Captain Amy Florentino. I'm the Sector Commander for Coast Guard Sector Northern New England out of South Portland, Maine.
I'll give a quick overview of our search and rescue efforts to this point and then answer any questions you may have. At about 7 p.m. last night, the Coast Guard received a report from the Kennebunkport Police Department of a 64-year-old fisherman who had departed from Turbets Creek earlier in the day in a 12-foot aluminum skiff. He was scheduled to return to the boat ramp at approximately 3 p.m. However, he did not return. Upon receipt of that report, we immediately issued a urgent marine information broadcast, a distress broadcast, notifying the maritime community of the missing fisherman. And then we started launching our search and rescue assets, which included a Coast Guard rotary wing helicopter, a 47-foot motor lifeboat out of Station Portsmouth Harbor, and a 154-foot fast response cutter, the Coast Guard cutter Maurice Jester. Additionally, we started coordinating with other state and local assets on the scene, including our Kennebunkport Police Department, as well as the Cape Porpoise Harbor Master. We searched through the evening and into the morning. Early in the morning, we discovered several items associated with the missing fisherman, including his overturned 12-foot aluminum skiff, and then some items that we associated with his boat, including life jackets, a seat, and a fish measuring device. We've established a unified command here with our partners, Maine Marine Patrol and the Kennebunkport Police Department, and we continue to have both surface assets, small boats, cutters, and aviation assets, including helicopters, fixed wing, and unmanned aerial systems or drones, continuing to search for the missing fisherman from where we think he was located near Walker's Point up to Turbets Creek.
Has your search expanded at all at this point?
So there's a number of factors as far as it influences where we search. It's both the environmental conditions, the drift. All indications that we are seeing thus far is that the potential area of where the missing fisherman can be is a very tight area close to shore, kind of again between that area near Walker's Point and then Turbets Creek.
Can you describe what the conditions were like yesterday as well as today and how that's impacted the search?
When we received notification of the missing fisherman, it was at nighttime, so inherently searching at night does have its challenges, it does have its limitations. The sea conditions, the weather conditions were actually fairly favorable for a search. The only kind of restricting factor was the nighttime search. As we moved into today, search conditions are fairly good. It's good visibility, the sea state's good, and we don't have very strong winds. But one of the challenges in searching kind of this area in Maine is both the large tidal cycle, which can be really extreme and fluctuates throughout the day, as well as the rocky coast, which makes it difficult for our surface assets or boats to get in close to shore.
At this point, are you still hoping that he is alive?
We are actively searching right now. We are focusing on getting assets and keeping assets on scene and searching for the missing fishermen. And like I said, we continue. We have additional aviation assets from the Coast Guard that are en route right now to continue searching. We have a fixed wing aircraft from Maine Marine Patrol that's continuing to search. We have 2 drone teams that are out working the shorelines, as well as police department, and a number of boats on scene. And also, I have to just say, thank you to the local community. We have a number of, fishermen and volunteer responders who've come out and have aided in the search. So I will say we are absolutely focusing on continuing to look and locate this missing fisherman.
So this is still a potential rescue operation?
This is a search and rescue operation right now. Absolutely, yes, sir.
I understand that he may be familiar with this area, that the man who's missing, I guess frequently comes over here. Is that what you're hearing from the family or friends? Or?
Yes, based on our conversations with the family, the missing fisherman is very familiar with the area. He in fact, was out yesterday relocating some of his lobster pots. So this is something that he has done in the past and has frequently done, and and has operated in the area where we are now searching.
So he doesn't go out very far, given that boat, correct?
So I can't speak to what he does on different circumstances and how he operates. I will say, based on the information that we have right now, we believe he was operating closer to shore, and that's predominantly based on the fact that we are under the assumption that he was working his lobster pots and moving those lobster pots, which are fairly close to the shoreline. So when we located the overturned skiff, it was on the rocks. There were some dents in it and some onto the material condition. I don't know if that is a result of this circumstance or those were pre-existing conditions of the skiff, but it did appear, though, when we saw it, that it was had been kind of banged up a little bit, potentially on the rocks. Yes, of course. Water temperature is always a factor and is always a concern, and it does, impact survivability. But I will say, at this point in time, we are still operating under that this is a search and rescue, and we're going to continue as long as there's a chance of survival and search effectiveness. We're going to continue to put assets out there and look for our missing fishermen.
Any indication he was wearing a wetsuit from the camera?
It's difficult to say at this point, sir, exactly what he was wearing. We're operating on the premise of we don't believe he was wearing a wetsuit at this point in time, and unsure of whether or not he was wearing a life jacket while he was underway yesterday.
You mentioned a lot of people have been chipping in so far, with community members, other fishermen, things like that. Should people be out looking their properties if they live along the shore, maybe searching for any signs of this?
Yeah, I think with any search and rescue case, we want to leverage the whole of community. So if you're out there and you're looking on the shoreline, you're near there, and you see something, debris or any type of indication, please call our command center. We'll make sure you get that number and report that up. Call the local Kennebunkport Police Department so we can investigate. What we want to make sure, though, is that when people are helping, they're doing it safely. So if you're an experienced mariner and you can get out on your boat and you can look, by all means, if you can do that safely, we welcome that assistance, walking shorelines. We just don't want people taking unnecessary risks at this point in time. No, at this point, we have not kind of discussed timelines. Again, our focus at this point is just to continue putting the resources out there to look for our missing fishermen.
Thank you. You'll give us any update.
Thank you.
We'll continue with updates, and I'll make sure we get you that command center number if you want to put that out there with the report as well. So.
Nice job, Frank.
Okay. All right. Thanks, man.
No need to jump in, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, sorry if I overstepped.
Oh,
Let me.
you're good.